Hello, Capricorn. What's going on, my hardworking, sexy people? Let's see where you're at for mid-October to the beginning of November for 2022 for my beautiful Capricorns. Where are we at? In contemplation, looking within, communing with spirit, communing with your higher self, finding yourself. Yeah, waking up to truths, your own and others. Some of it was hard to see. Some of it is hard to see. It's emotional. It's painful. Dark. But there's also a lighter side. Whoa! Big explosion of cards here. Okay. It's also nurturing. It's healing. This is necessary reflection. This is necessary. This is soul growth. This is shadow work. And it is very healing and very nurturing. And even though it's been painful and maybe some things are still going to be painful for you, just rest assured in the knowing that it's all going to be worth it in the end. This solitude that you're in right now is necessary for your soul growth. It's time to breach some contracts. Walk away from things that no longer serve you. And I'm hearing, even if that's actions within yourself, thoughts within yourself, things that you're doing that are not healthy balance, that are not nurturing, that are not good for you. Having strength to move forward and move mountains. Learning how to ebb and flow. Now, this is very crucial for Capricorns because ebb and flow really isn't your gig, you know? You're not really very fluid. You're very grounded and firm in what you know and what you believe and what you think. And so for you to learn to become more fluid and learn to be vulnerable is huge. And look, this is a vision quest, which is exactly, like the first and the last card here of this whole explosion of cards that flew out mean the same thing. Listening to your inner guidance, listening to spirit, listening to God, trusting in God, changing even things within yourself that need to be changed and looking at them hard. This vision quest, it makes you see things from a new perspective. It gives you the ability to have brighter days and brighter skies to look at instead of all this darkness. Do you see the difference in these two energies? See the difference? This is all of that emotional crap that you have to face. But this is where you come out in the end, right? And we've even got the same roundness there because this is going to be a full circle moment for you where it comes together. It's a full circle moment. This is really beautiful energy for you. And I know it's been painful. It's been hard. I hear for some of you, it's even affecting your health. I'm also hearing that some of you inflicted these health conditions upon yourself with poor choices and poor behavior to drown things out rather than to look at the stuff that's dark and icky. And realizing that breaching some contracts are from within yourself, not with other people. It's not an outward thing. It was very hard for you to accept that. that there were things about you that needed to change. But I think from now until the beginning of November, you're really going to be moving through this energy and coming out on the other end with the brighter skies. So I just feel like I need to take a deep breath of relief there, and I feel like that's what you need to do too. You need to just breathe. Just breathe. It's been hard. It's been difficult. But it's going to work out. It's going to be worth it. All this reflection, all of this growth, this new strength that you have found from within yourself, it's going to pay off for you. It's going to be worth it. Wow. Yeah. Okay. The tough love card came out. Tough love. It's time to tell the truth about something you have been avoiding. This is that breach of contracts. This is that hard truths that were dark and icky. Whether it's reflection of yourself or reflection of relationships that you're in, it's time to be honest with that. It's time to move forward. It's time to surrender. Release and surrender all control and let nature take its course. And I feel like, particularly with Capricorns, you are a cardinal sign. You're very set in your ways. You want to control the situation. So if there's any type of power struggle, whether it's in a relationship or career, you really butt heads, you know. You're really going to butt heads because you are going to be in control if you can help it. But now you're learning to let go and surrender. You don't always have to be in control. You're giving from your heart with no strings attached now. And that is what is needed. You're learning true generosity for yourself and others. That's huge. That's really huge. So I want you to be proud of yourself for that. You know, I feel this energy of you sitting in this heaviness. And I want you to breathe that sigh of relief and release it. Just like the card says. Release it and surrender. And trust in the divine and trust in yourself that it's all going to work out the way that it should. You don't have to control it. You just had to make the choice to move forward away from whatever toxicity this was in your life. Whether it was an addiction, a person, a place you work, your own inner demons, I'm hearing. You're releasing it. Or it's time to release it. And that's what you can expect to be taking place for the rest of October. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We have the Five of Coins, the Palace of Wands, the Tree of Life, the Five of Wands, Page of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Lovers. I feel like for a lot of you, this is about a relationship that has been in constant turmoil, where you feel left out in the cold, they feel left out in the cold. There's this promise, this hope of something beautiful. You really feel like this is your soulmate. But there's all this arguing, all of this very different energy, conflicting energy, points of view are completely opposite. I see immature behavior. I feel you sealing yourself up in a bubble and not wanting to really look at all of this. But these two people, they do really love each other. They do really love each other. They're just completely opposite. You see, just like he's a man, she's a woman, completely opposite. Mars and Venus, right? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Completely opposite species that conflict, have conflictions, confrontations, immature behavior, maybe even narcissistic behavior. But I'm feeling that's on both ends at times. I feel like you are mirroring each other. Sometimes you're the immature one, sometimes they are. There's a lot of conflict here. And part of that conflict is because you refuse to see the things in yourself. And there for a while you were refusing to see the truths in them, is what I'm hearing. You finally got to the point where you could see their narcissistic behaviors. You could see their um, immature behavior much easier than you could see your own. Because that's a hard pill to swallow. And, you know, the relationship issue itself, to finally come to terms with the fact that you're complete opposites and you just don't mesh, that's a hard one to swallow, on your own there, first and foremost. But then to actually look at your own actions, your own thoughts, your own energy and effort, or lack thereof, that you've put into this relationship, regardless of the reasons that you told yourself you were doing it. You're seeing it from a new perspective now. You're really starting to grow as a person. And whether you choose to mend this relationship or not, you're going to grow from this. You're learning about yourself so that you can grow and become a better you, a healthier you, a you that doesn't have to breach another contract, because you're going to be careful what you're signing from now on, including with yourself. You're not going to lie to yourself anymore. You're starting to see your truths and honor them. Or you're learning how to honor them. And by the end of the month, you will have a good grasp, a good idea about how to move forward with that. And I see a lot of good prosperity for you in the month of November and December. I see that you're going to be a lot happier, a lot lighter feeling in your heart and your soul, because you're going to be seeing from a new perspective, and you're going to be learning how to forgive yourself and others. You know, you're going to really learn to walk in this new you power, this new you energy. And so the month of November and December is going to be really happy and light and fun and exciting for you in a lot of ways. Because, I mean, let's face it, you're a Capricorn, right? You strive to do your best. You strive to succeed. You strive for things that excite you. And when you find something new and exciting, you really do have a lot of fun with it. And look, these two cards. This one is called the Equator. This is a white woman and a black woman. The yin and the yang. The shadow self and the lighter self. You know, merging. The balance. The transformation. the embracing all of you, not punishing part of you, not ignoring part of you, making it one. And this card over here, this one says pressure and transformation. And if you look closely, there is a lady's face in this card. You are transforming. You are becoming one whole individual instead of two torn apart individuals. I'm hearing that for some of you, this relationship or this addiction or whatever it is that you were allowing to be toxic in your life actually allowed you to be two totally different people. You were being two totally different people. Sometimes you were this person and sometimes you were that person. And you're learning to realize that, first of all, acknowledge it, look at it, and then transform it and integrate it into one whole person so that you can find your happiness. You can see your light at the end of the tunnel. You can be out of the tunnel and walking in the light. That's your goal. And you're a Capricorn. So you're going to do it. You will achieve it. Because you're very ambitious and fiery that way. Even though you're an earth sign, you have that passion in you. It's fiery. I feel like I want to pull one of these cards for you as well. And then I want to do the 111 cards. And then we'll do the tarot. Yeah, empathy. You're learning empathy. You're open now to seeing both sides of the situation and acknowledging your own part in it. And then you have the death card, which is about learning that endings are merely new beginnings. And a lot of those endings don't even have to be with someone else. Those endings, those deaths can be they are part of our transformation, right? That's where we are shedding our old skin, we're shedding our old self, and we're transforming and growing and blossoming. It's the caterpillar to the butterfly scenario, right? It's the yin and yang, the white woman and the black woman in the transformation. It's the merging and becoming a whole you, a whole complete you, which is freaking huge and amazing and makes us feel so much happier. So I'm so, so happy for you, Capricorns. I'm so happy for you. Long time coming for a lot of you. Long time coming. You're ready for movement. By the end of this month, you're taking action. Within yourself, I feel like you've already started to take action. You're finding the balance in this justice. You no longer need this justice only for you on the ego side. You need this justice to be fair and balanced for both. This is definitely a relationship scenario reading for the rest of October for you. This is about you moving forward confidently, passionately, maybe even a little bit reckless in the sense of you're acting with your heart instead of acting with your logical mind, which is reckless for a Capricorn to do. They're very analytical and logical. So this is huge soul growth for you to act with your heart and act from instinct. Can I help you? Okay, sorry about that. My little one needed me. But yeah, I feel like you're finding that balance for both of you. You're reflecting, you're truly growing. And this is really beautiful energy for you. This is huge because typically you're analytical and you don't know how to act from your heart first. And so maybe, this person that you're in this relationship with, they're more of an emotional person, and they act from their heart before they think. And so that was part of the conflict. And now you two are finding some type of middle ground. Or even if you're walking away from this relationship, you're learning that for yourself so that you can improve yourself and be a better partner to someone else, later on, whatever, if that's what you want. Yeah, you're walking away from your old habits, old ways of thinking, old ways of acting. Maybe some of you are walking away from this relationship as well. Pull some 111 cards and get some advice from Spirit or God nods. Sometimes God just wants to say, yep, I see you. I see you doing this. And I want you to know I see you and I'm proud of you. Okay, let me get the few that fell on the floor. Sit quietly more often. I feel like that's a God nod, that you're looking inward. You are your own judgment day. So with this one, this is saying, truly, at the end of all of this lifetime, on Judgment Day, when you die, you're the one weighing your scales. You're the one really saying and seeing who you are and who you have been and judging that. And you judge it very fairly because we are our own worst, hardest judge, toughest judge. We truly are. So we need to talk more self-love, talk to ourselves, and we need to see and acknowledge where we have room to grow and improve and do that as well. Because at the end of all of this life, when we judge ourselves on Judgment Day, we want to be able to fairly, honestly say, we feel like we did enough. We did enough. We don't want to have regrets. We don't want the regrets to outweigh the things we're proud of that we've done. And for you to have this reflection now, rather than wait until Judgment Day, that's huge and that's beautiful. So I commend you for that. It's very brave of you to do. So clear your head, sit quiet more often, believe in yourself, get in touch with your inner child, listen when nature speaks to you, forgive others, forgive them for their part, see it from their perspective enough to forgive them. Don't allow abuse, but forgive them enough that you can let it go. And be present in the moment more. I think that too is something that's very hard for Capricorns to do because you're very analytical. Your brain is always like needing to be busy. It's hard for you to just be present in the moment. Many Capricorns I know, they have to be constantly doing something, whether it's doodling, drawing, playing a game, whatever. Their brain has to be moving. If their brain isn't moving, usually their foot or their leg is. They have to be fidgeting around, moving. They're just stir crazy that way. One of your hardest lessons as a Capricorn is to learn how to just be still and be present in the moment and not be too judgy of other people, not be too firm in your own opinion that you have no room to grow and be swayed without feeling like you were guilt tripped into it. Do it willingly. Do it because you're kind. Do it because you're loving and compassionate. And open up your heart space and balance the two. Balance your intuition and your compassion side with your analytical, logical, firm strength. That is very necessary and needed. I'm not putting it down at all. You're beautiful people. And yes, you have a heart. You're very loving. You're just not always willing to see it from someone else's perspective. So for you to be learning to do that, for you to be learning to be open to other people being different and be okay with it, That's phenomenal. That's so huge for you. That's huge growth. And you should be really proud of yourself for that. And you should be really thankful or grateful for this person that was in your life, narcissist or not. Because look at the valuable lesson that you've learned from this huge lesson that gives you this gift, this opportunity to be a new, happier, lighter person in your soul, in your heart, moving forward in this lifetime, rather than waiting until the end of it to grow. So until we see each other again, be well and be blessed in love and light.